Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at another product from the Brooklyn Grooming line. Last time we took a look at their clay pomade. Today we're going to be taking a look at their cream pomade. So we're going to be doing the usual. We got the design of the jar, the application process, my initial thoughts on it, styling it, and then we'll go ahead and get through the day, and then we'll see how it endures, and then just basically my final thoughts and restylability. So you guys know the drill. Let's go ahead and get to the design of the jar. Taking a look at the jar, we see that it's very similar to what we saw in their clay pomade. Everything's very consistent, very traditional American in terms of the artwork. Minimal black with a nice little touch of a gold like foil finish. We see that it's got the labeling, the foil finish, directions, and then ingredients. Very typical of pretty much most pomades on the market at this point. It does come in the traditional 4-ounce amber glass jar with the aluminum lid, so a little bit less impactful on the environment in terms of using less plastic. So definitely could be reusing these jars once you finish. I use them for propagation, so to each their own. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the jar. We see that the pomade itself, although a cream, it looks a little bit more oily than you would expect a cream to be. So this is definitely on the, I would say, like a fluffier side of a traditional like wax product. Let's just go ahead and do the application and I'll kind of show you guys what I mean. You guys saw scooping it out is super easy. If it was a cream, it'd be like fluffy and like just essentially kind of like whipped creamy, but with products you do want it to be a little bit heavier than that. So this is definitely lighter than like a traditional wax pomade, but it is, I don't know, it just feels like a whipped pomade in that sense. So spreading around the palm, super easy, super oily. You do feel that there's a little bit more waxiness than, I don't even know where I was going with that, but it is a bit oily, a little waxy, definitely on the side of an unorthodox water base, but from my experience so far, it's erring more on the side of a very traditional oil-based formula that can be rinsed out fairly easily with like one thorough shampoo. So that's something I'll cover a little bit more in depth later, but just to give you guys an impression of like what it feels like in the hair. Super soft, super easy to apply and just kind of like get through your hair. In terms of the hold, you see that it's a fairly medium to strong hold, very like light in that sense. You do sense, I said sense way too many times. You do get that like oily characteristic of things just being like kind of stuck together. So definitely has that sense of slickness. Doesn't have the dryness that I would have expected a cream to have, as just from my past experiences, but this could be a new definition or just a new experience on my end. So definitely three things to note. It's definitely more oily than expected. We see that it's a medium to strong hold, and slickness is pretty high. So if you guys are expecting a cream pomade to be more on the, I'd say like a matte paste side, this is not it. This is more of like, this is oily, like whipped up cream. So we see that things are held up pretty nicely. It's a little soft and light for my taste, but so far it looks pretty good, very clean. So this is the finger combing styling. Super easy, as you guys saw. Probably take me like a minute or two in the morning to get ready. I'll go ahead and brush it just to give you guys an idea of how slick this product can get. So this is just with one scoop, and I think it'd be a day's worth of buildup, but this is what we get with a nice brushing. So super slick, while still maintaining like that softness and not that like crazy greasiness and like heaviness that you would get from an oil-based formula. But either way, I'm pretty happy with how things turned out. I think today I'm gonna go with the finger comb, just because I don't know, that's what I like. Cool. I think that's pretty much it for the initial application. What's that guy doing? There we go. Check, check, mic check. We good. I mean, results kind of show you guys what this pomade is capable of. Let's go ahead and get throughout the day. Going to be a lot of computer work and then just usual around the house kind of things, play with my cat, and that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you guys probably in like 6 to 7 hours. Like, that's pretty usual. Oh, I forgot to mention the scent. So they do label it as, I believe, orange and cedarwood, as similar to the clay pomade. Yeah, it's going to be wild orange and cedarwood. So for this one, for the cream pomade, it's definitely more strong on the wild orange side. I barely even get a hint of like that woody kind of scent from the cedarwood or the cheddarwood, but we're gonna, let me see. We're gonna see how that lasts throughout the day, but right now I just smell like orange peels and I love it. It reminds me of like the blue moon orange you put on the top of the glass. So good memories. So we'll go ahead and get throughout the day and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So as you guys can see, things have shifted out of place quite a decent amount. That's kind of predicted for most oily or just more oily products that I've used in the past, just throughout the day, given the heat or just temperature of your surroundings. Things do kind of, I guess, loosen up and soften, and because of that, things start to shift out of place. Especially if you have like wavier or like curlier or even just heavier hair. Things will basically just force itself out of where you initially styled it. So because of that, that's why I kind of stay away from like products that tend to be on the oilier side. I do like the dryness because that dryness just adds to better hold, better control, and just overall like what I go for. Initially, I thought this product was going to be a lot more matte and just more on the pasty side, but with the cream, I can see where the oily kind of consistency can be interpreted and just kind of incorporated into this product. So what we get is, I'd say, more erring on the oilier side of an unorthodox water base. That's quite a mouthful, but it does wash out pretty well when you compare it to like a traditional oil-based pomade. At the same time, it's just not as heavy. That creaminess does kind of uplift it towards more of like an what's it called? Why am I blanking? Or just it does uplift it to more of a water-based formula where it's lighter, but still it's gonna be quite in the middle where it's just like there's gonna be a lot of oils in this product. Let's go ahead and restyle it and see what we get. So still pretty soft, super light in the hair. The scent at this point is essentially kind of gone. Let me see. You still kind of smell it in your hair as you fix or restyle it, but things are a little bit less in terms of how much control is provided, as well as how much hold. Yeah, I'd say the hold is a little bit less as well, but given that this is about hour 7, hour 8, it's still pretty good. So I could trust that this product will last me essentially the entire day. If things fall apart, I can easily fix it. I'm not really degrading the product by like continually like messing with my hair. This is on the oilier side or the waxier side. It's just like that tends to stay on your hair and just not, I guess, lose its integrity when you compare it to like a base, or not a base, a paste or other water-based formulas where you just introduce more agitation to the project. When you introduce more agitation to the product, it just kind of diminishes over time. But with this, it does still hold up pretty well. As I mentioned before, one shampooing could essentially get rid of all the product. One rinse or just water rinsing will still leave a good amount of residue or just build up in general. Overall, I tend to lean towards more of the drier products just because it has historically worked well for my type of hair, especially in like these warmer climates, and I just sweat a ton. So mix all that together, does not work well for pretty much any product on the market at this point. So if you're looking more for like a light to moderate control, a little bit of slickness, a little bit of shine, pretty damn good smelling stuff in general from both the products I've tried so far. If you're interested in citrus or just like a very woody scent, definitely give this a try. For me, unfortunately, it didn't work like super well for what I like tend to prefer, but overall you guys saw what it did for my hair, so make your own judgment for that. I think that's pretty much it for now. Next time we're going to be reviewing one of the other products from their line, which is the sea salt spray. I've used it once prior to this review, and I'm like super stoked to review it just because it worked pretty well. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.